Hello and welcome to The Creative Return. My name is Kelly Ferguson and happy solstice. This video is going to be part 2 of how I set up my passion planner for the new year. So let's turn to the craft table and get started. I ended the last video saying that I needed to do some journaling before really going into the mind map and the vision board. And I really do recommend doing some reflective exercise. If you don't want to, obviously you don't have to, but I do think it helps inform the vision board and the roadmap. We are entering the year of the horse. And I don't know about you, but for me personally, the last 5-6 years have been really, really, really hard. And it's been a lot of learning, a lot of going through a lot of different things. And astrologically, I think we're in a 9. This is a 9 year. 2025 is a 9 year. And so globally, we're entering into a 1. I'm curious as to what my personal year might be. So my birth date is 3/9/1979. So you got to add all this up together. 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I think I'm in a 2 year. Let me do that again. I'll have to look up what a 2 means later, but that's how you would figure out your particular year that you're in is through your birth date, and you want to reduce it to a single number. My vision board is largely being informed by my core values, nature, confidence, and belonging, and what was revealed through my journaling. This is one of the self-portraits I did, and I think it embodies being confident in who I am. And so I'm putting that in here. I am also putting things like sanctuary of peace. Pickleball is big on the vision board for this year in terms of like doing movement and stuff for my mental and physical well-being that is fun. I am new to pickleball. I've only taken 1 class, and so I really want to dive into that a little bit more this coming year. Things like fierce advocate and blossom. This little nature pick I really like. I did cut out several different sites around New Mexico because I do want to be exploring more of my home state. I grew up here and I have lived in a lot of different places, but I kind of want to revisit some places that I haven't been to since I was a kid and experience those in a new way. So I have things like that. Simplifying a lot of things is big. I also have like this. There we go. It goes this way. This is an outdoor Ojo Caliente, like a hot springs here in New Mexico. So I have a picture of that. So I just want to do a lot more ways that I enjoy taking care of myself. I love the hot springs, like love, love, love. We have some really good ones here. This is a partner dance. Partner dancing is something I want to do more of this year. I might not fit all of this in on this page, but this just gives you an idea of kind of themes that I'm working with. I went ahead and finished the collage off camera, and I like how it turned out. I also incorporated some of the other like core values that didn't land on my top 3, things like trust, well-being, leadership, harmony. I wanted to have that kind of stuff reflected in my collage. I highly recommend doing the collage first before filling out the passion roadmap. I went ahead and filled this out as well because I didn't want to waste time kind of thinking it through on camera. The 2 that are the most important for me are the 3-month and the 1 year. It's nice to look ahead 3 years ahead and then lifetime. I don't really factor these in to how I'm planning my year, but they're fun to look at. And then I have my game changer with the Video Brand Academy and the different things that I think are like main categories for that. And then I also started to rethink how I wanted to use the habit page, because these were never really that successful for me tracking habits with. So one of the things that I'm focusing on this year is doing a year-long simplifying of different areas of my life. This is something I just always love to do, but I've never really thought about it like as a year project. And so I thought about breaking each month to kind of have a different focus that I would like to simplify, declutter, just revisit patterns and routines around certain things, rather than it be about simplifying like the house. It's also about like personal routines as well as professional. I didn't want to fill out the whole year in advance because I also want to feel into what I might want to do the next month. So I did the first 3. And if I need to change them, I can. I wanted to start with our kitchen because there are like our pantry and our cabinets are getting kind of stuffed and cramped. And I'd like to go through them, wipe them down, and pull out the things that we're not using or that just need some general tidying up. So I kind of made a list of different things that I wanted to address in our kitchen. I'm not going to really use the tracker so much, other than that this is just a space for me to write down the different focuses that I have for that month. Another idea is movement and home routines / rituals, things like my gym routine, journaling, reading, laundry, and other kind of general rhythms around like the house that I may want to just revisit. What's working, what's not. I'll post videos about this like each month as I'm working through it. But this is just sort of a general idea of how I wanted to use this habit practice page. And then like another example of something is like commitments, boundaries, and self-talk. Like I just would love to kind of focus on that for the month and do some journaling around it. It's just something to put like attention on. Some other categories, like finishing our garage project is definitely going to be a category for a month. Unfinished projects, things like pictures I've wanted to have framed, pants hemmed, just like these random things that pushed off to the side and you're like, I'll get to that later. Like I'd love to tackle that for a month, things like my admin systems, checking my tech stack. Are there things that I'm paying for that I no longer use or don't want to renew, like subscriptions, all that kind of stuff. Another category is like photo archives. This would be on my computer and then phone. And those could be 2 separate categories. And then another one could be relationships, just really evaluating, are there relationships that you want to put more energy into, some that you don't want to put energy into? Are there like closures and repairs that need to be done? There are certain people that I am more trusting of than other friends, and these things change, so it's kind of nice to do an inventory of that and just revisit it. So those are some ideas of like different topics you could do for if you want to do something like this. I think that's what I'm going to attempt to do, because I did have like an overall goal to simplify a lot of different areas in my life. And I like the idea of spreading it across the whole year and breaking it down into different categories. So I'll let you know how that goes, and I'll likely post a video about that and how I specifically go into each one as the month starts. And then I might do a review on how it went as well. Then the last thing I'm going to do as far as like calendar setup, since it is solstice, I'm going to write myself a letter, tuck it into this back pocket of my planner. And I also have this other 13-day ritual regarding the solstice that I'm going to do tonight, and I'm going to do the letter writing with that. So that's what I do to get my calendar set up. I I'm not going to start January just yet, but I have a whole process for how I kind of prepare for each month and end each month. I do love this planner so much, and I hope this was helpful.